Whenever we talk about conflict, we always think about displacement, loss of life, and violence. But there is other side to it which we don't always talk about, and that is conflict impact on people's mental health. In places like Manipur, where communities are facing ongoing conflicts every day, people are not just struggling physically, but emotionally and psychologically as well. Through this video, we will talk about how conflict is affecting mental health and why talking about it is very important.
To understand this better, we spoke to the person who has experienced the situation closely. Their story helps us to see conflict is not just political and social issues, it also deeply related to emotional and personal ones.
So, what's your name and where are you from?
Hi, my name is Priscilla and I'm from Manipur, which is in Imphal East district.
How did your daily life change during the conflict and how is it now?
Uh, at at the time of conflict, I was not able to go to my graduations, and we skipped a lot of our classes. And then there is also internet ban. Then we can also have our online classes. Also, there is a lot of disturbance in our studies.
So, did it impacted your mental health?
Yeah, it impacts a lot. We were so worried that how will we going to give exam where internet is banned. We can search online of our notes also, and we can contact with our teachers without even notes or somewhere to search in the internet. How can we give our exams? Plus, there is also conflict going on right in our locality also, that we are doing dharnas, we are doing rallies. There is no peace of mind in there. Conflict plus academically also. Home in our locality, that we can hear the sound of gas cylinder bursts.
Did it scare you?
Yeah, it scares a lot. It scares most of the animals and children.
Did the conflict happen to break your friendship or did it impacted your friendship?
When the conflict is a little bit settled down, our classes continue, but there were no cookie friend in our.
So it destroyed the bond
Yeah.
between everyone.
That if we contact them, our community will think that we are siding with them, and if they contact us also, their community will think that they are siding with us, and we have leaked some of the information. This is so exhausting. I want this conflict to be resolved, and I want pehle ka previous that harmoniously living together wala. I want that time to come back again.
And I was in Guwahati. So there were not major impact on my life, but because my family was in Manipur when I first started hearing about the news here and there, my family was stressed, internet were cut, like internet was shut down, so I couldn't even contact properly. I was worried, but my family, especially my mother's side, I was more worried about them. My father being in Meitei community, I'm part of Meitei. And because my mother is from the Kuki side, I'm again from their side as well, right? So I was more worried because it was Meitei versus Geek. Yeah. My mother's side were very much stressed about how they are going to escape the place, how they are going to get their important documents, how they're going to go out of Manipur, where will they stay like.
ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯅ꯭ꯌꯨꯁꯇ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯎꯏꯀꯣ ꯍꯥꯏꯗꯤ ꯃꯤ ꯂꯩꯈꯤꯗꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯁꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯅ꯭ꯌꯨꯁꯇ ꯃꯤ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯍꯥꯏꯗꯤ ꯂꯩꯈꯤꯗꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯎꯕꯗꯣ ꯅꯪꯉꯣꯟꯗ ꯀꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯐꯥꯎꯔꯤ ꯀ꯭ꯌꯨꯀꯤ ꯅꯪꯗꯤ ꯒꯨꯋꯥꯍꯥꯇꯤꯗ ꯂꯩ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯗ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯦꯖꯦꯟꯁꯨ ꯂꯩꯇꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯃꯊꯪꯗ ꯐꯦꯃꯤꯂꯤ ꯃꯦꯝꯕꯔꯁꯀꯁꯨ ꯀꯅꯦꯛ ꯍꯥꯏꯗꯤ ꯀꯝꯃ꯭ꯌꯨꯅꯤꯀꯦꯁꯟ ꯋꯥꯠꯄꯒꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯅꯪ ꯀꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯐꯥꯎꯈꯤꯗꯤ ꯃꯇꯝꯗꯨꯒ
ꯑꯃꯛ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯌꯨꯝꯗ ꯂꯩꯇꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯗꯤ ꯁꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯩꯗꯅ ꯐꯦꯁꯕꯨꯛꯀꯨꯝꯕ ꯏꯟꯁꯇꯥꯒ꯭ꯔꯥꯝꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯅꯠꯇ꯭ꯔꯒ ꯋꯥꯆꯦꯞꯇ ꯃꯤꯅ ꯊꯥꯒꯠꯂꯛꯄ ꯐꯣꯔꯋꯥꯔꯗ ꯇꯧꯔꯛꯄ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯂꯩꯗꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯗꯤ ꯑꯣ ꯇꯨꯔꯦꯟꯗ ꯉꯁꯤꯗꯤ ꯍꯨ ꯍꯥꯟꯖꯜꯂꯦꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯅꯠꯇ꯭ꯔꯒ ꯃꯩ ꯆꯥꯛꯑꯦ ꯃꯩ ꯊꯥꯔꯦ ꯃꯤ ꯍꯥꯠꯂꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯗ ꯇꯧꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯩꯀꯥꯏ ꯃꯅꯥꯛꯇꯁꯨ ꯕꯣꯝ ꯊꯥꯗꯔꯝꯃꯦ ꯕꯣꯝ ꯄꯣꯈꯥꯏꯔꯦꯒ ꯃꯩ ꯊꯥꯏ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯗꯣ ꯇꯥꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯌꯨꯝ ꯃꯅꯥꯛꯀ ꯍꯦꯛ ꯅꯛꯅꯕ ꯑꯣꯏꯕꯗꯨꯗ ꯀꯃꯥꯏ ꯍꯥꯏꯅꯤ ꯀꯤꯕ ꯐꯥꯎꯕ ꯂꯩꯗꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯗꯤ ꯑꯩ ꯏꯃꯨꯡꯗꯣ ꯀꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯔꯝꯒꯗ꯭ꯔꯥ ꯍꯥꯏꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯌꯨꯝꯗꯣ ꯁꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯔꯒ ꯁꯦꯛꯃꯥꯏꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯂꯩꯃꯈꯣꯡꯁꯦ ꯅꯛꯅꯩꯌꯦꯕ ꯂꯩꯃꯈꯣꯡꯁꯦ ꯆꯤꯡꯅꯦꯕꯀꯣ ꯁꯤ ꯂꯩꯃꯈꯣꯡ ꯆꯤꯡ ꯂꯩꯕꯁꯤꯗꯅꯦꯕ ꯃꯣꯏ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯑꯌꯥꯝꯕ ꯅꯣꯡꯃꯩ ꯀꯥꯞꯊꯕ ꯃꯣꯏ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯁꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯝ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯌꯨꯝꯒ ꯅꯛꯅꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯑꯁꯣꯝꯗꯩ ꯀꯥꯞꯊꯔꯛꯑꯁꯨ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯏꯃꯨꯡ ꯄꯥꯟꯕ ꯌꯥꯏ ꯆꯦꯟꯊꯔꯛꯄ ꯃꯤ ꯐꯌꯥꯝ ꯂꯩꯕ ꯌꯥꯏ ꯀꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯇꯧꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯗ ꯍꯣꯏ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯁ꯭ꯇ꯭ꯔꯦꯁ ꯂꯩꯀꯣ ꯍꯥꯏꯗꯤ ꯏꯃꯨꯡ ꯃꯅꯨꯡꯒꯤ ꯃꯤꯒꯤ ꯁꯣꯛꯀꯗ꯭ꯔꯥ ꯑꯗꯨ ꯇꯧꯒꯗ꯭ꯔꯥ ꯑꯗꯥ ꯇꯧꯒꯗ꯭ꯔꯥ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯏꯃꯨꯡꯒꯤ ꯋꯥ ꯅꯠꯇꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔ ꯃꯁꯦꯟꯒꯤ ꯃꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯄꯥꯎ ꯇꯥꯕꯁꯨ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏꯇꯦꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯗꯤ ꯐꯠꯇꯕ ꯄꯥꯎ ꯇꯥꯕꯁꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯗꯤ ꯀꯨꯀꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯣ ꯃꯩꯇꯩ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯣ ꯅꯨꯄꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯤ ꯅꯨꯄꯤ ꯑꯀꯤꯕ ꯑꯃ ꯂꯩ ꯑꯦꯚ꯭ꯔꯤ ꯋꯥꯔ ꯅꯠꯇ꯭ꯔꯒ ꯀꯣꯟꯐ꯭ꯂꯤꯛ ꯊꯣꯛꯄꯁꯤꯗ ꯈ꯭ꯋꯥꯏꯗꯒꯤ ꯚꯜꯅꯔꯦꯕꯜ ꯑꯣꯏꯕꯗꯤ ꯑꯉꯥꯡ ꯃꯆꯥꯁꯤꯡꯒ ꯅꯨꯄꯤ ꯉꯥꯛꯇ ꯑꯣꯏꯗꯣꯏꯅꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯃꯣꯏ ꯃꯁꯥ ꯃꯁꯥꯒꯤ ꯀꯩꯅꯣꯒꯤ ꯀꯩ ꯍꯥꯏꯅꯤ amana amabu yengsanba amana amabu sokhanbagi di khwaiji moina important kaino hadi tool use to was nipi hu jeni dana moina si hena ji ki ba phawe imung gi khagwa na tra haba da kai pura kaino gi panipur pumna makila e nipi mayam gi haba mla e dana adu mena thawai ka
So I was a bit worried about my sister who was studying in the Imphal, and also she stays in hostel.
Yes.
At that time, we heard the news that all the cookies and other girls except the Meiteis, they were forced out from their rooms and all. They check every rooms, and so I was worried about my sister as well.
News like many people have killed, and there were lots of cases, rape cases, and kidnapping of children as well. So during that period, like after getting all those news on the internet, what did you feel like?
Yeah. After hearing all those news and all, I also was worried about my community. One incident that happened was there was a guy. The people living there, they did not believe that he was a Maga, you know. Some people try to confront their own people that he is a Maga, but they did not believe him. So the way he tried to escape those things were very sad for him, that he had to hide inside the Tupperware box in order to get away from them. So he had to suffocate for a few minutes. After hearing all those news, it was very hard for us to listen, since it's a part of our community and all.
Before the conflict, life felt normal. I could move freely, go to school, and felt a sense of safety. But during the conflict, everything changed. There were restrictions, fear of violence, and uncertainty every day. Simple things like stepping outside or contacting loved ones became more difficult. Even now, life is not fully back to normal. There is still tension and a sense of caution in daily life. That period was very difficult for me emotionally. I often felt anxious, scared, and even unsure about the future. Seeing the impact it had on people around me made it even harder. It created a sense of stress and sometimes a feeling of helplessness. And even now, those memories stay, and it takes time to completely be at peace again. What helped me the most during that time was staying connected with family and close friends. Supporting each other gave strength during the hardest moments. Faith, hope, and small routines also helped me stay grounded. Even now, focusing on rebuilding, staying positive, and believing in peace helps me move forward. I hope for understanding, healing, and peace for everyone affected.
My name is Lamrush Chingbaite. I am from Manipur. There's one main change that occurred in my life during the conflict, and that was the fact that I was no longer in hostel as I was at that point. I had to be evacuated to an army camp. The nearest army camp to us was the one in Changangay, and that was a major disruption in my routine. My family were on the other side of the city. They were in the CRPF camp in Langol. As of now, I think we're doing better for ourselves. We've tried to move on. We've tried to build a new life in a new state, as we are no longer in Manipur. But I think we're doing well. We carry a lot of grief with us in our hearts, but I think we're just all trying to move on. In the army camp, when you're staying amongst people who have all fled their homes for the sake of their safety, you feel a lot of fear because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if you're going to be alive or not, because we were hearing a lot of grim news. And in the camp, I was with people who were telling me of all the things that they witnessed, and after hearing all those things, there's no hope left in you. There's no joy left in you. You're just scared. You're like, oh, what if it happens to me? And you're just paranoid. I became suspicious of people. I became suspicious of my own friends also, and it was a weird mix of emotions that I felt at that point. But the main concern that I had when I was in Manipur was that I had to get out of here alive. And after you live a sheltered life, for a majority of your time on earth, after having lived such a sheltered life, and all of a sudden you're thinking, how am I going to come out of this alive? It's such a stark difference that you don't know how you're going to handle your own emotions. And also, after we came out of Manipur and we went to another state, all of a sudden, there were a lot of tags thrown at us. Some call us refugees, some call us IDPs, or internally displaced persons, and all of a sudden we were no longer just regular Indians. We now had tags attached to us, and people looked at us warily, even though we did nothing. In my family specifically, we did nothing. So having all those suspicious glances being thrown our way when we were the ones who had to save our own lives and run away, it's a very infuriating experience. It taught me that most people don't really have a lot of empathy. So that was a very depressing fact to realize at such a low point in your life. I personally, I had a lot of anger. I had a lot of anger towards the government for failing to contain the situation when they should have. Had a lot of anger at so many people. And after the anger subsided, there was a lot of grief, a lot of sadness, and I don't think I ever knew how to deal with so many emotions. So most of the time I resorted to crying, because what else could I do? There wasn't anything that I personally could do. So I think crying was the only thing I did for a long time. But obviously in front of my family I had to keep on a brave front, because if they saw me like that, even they would feel weaker. So all of that I did privately. I think that's it. But the more I thought of Manipur, the angrier I felt, the sadder I felt. But the issue was so much bigger than I was, that even if I wanted, I couldn't do anything. So I told myself, just forget about it, focus on studies and move on. That was what I did. But obviously you can't move on. Your entire community is affected. You have family members who are affected. You yourself are affected. You lost your house. You lost your forever home. So, you try to move on, you won't be able to move on. But I told myself, you have to move on. I think that's it. And what continues to help me now is I try not to think about it too much. Because if I think about it, the more I think about it, it's not going to help anyone now. It's not going to help me. It's not going to help any person I know. So I distract myself a lot. Whenever I start thinking of Manipur, I know that I'm going to start tearing up, right? So I'll sit on the thought process for a while, and then I'll do anything to distract myself. So yeah.
After talking with our friends and learning about conflict, we understood that conflict not only impacts physically but mental as well. People who are affected by the conflicts live under uncertainty about their future and their homes as well. Through this conversation, we realized that counseling is an important part of support in conflict zones. It helps people understand their feelings, and it also helps to cope up with their situations and to deal with traumas like PTSD. Counseling provides a safe space for people to share their feelings. It reduces stress, anxiety, and fear. It helps people to gain their confidence and hope back.
In the end, healing is not just about rebuilding homes, it's also about rebuilding lives. Counseling gives them a voice, a safe space for them to heal, and strength to move forward.
Because recovery begins when people not only survives but slowly feels hope again.